Welcome again, dear students. Myself, Dr. Kaleem Ahmed, Assistant Professor, Department of Wildlife Sciences, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh. In this lecture, we will discuss the sustainable practices and what are the mission life. Actually, before going in detail, we need to know what is actually the sustainable development and what is actually the mission goal. If we talk about the sustainable development is meets the need of the present without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. And if we talk about the mission life, actually this mission life is a global movement to safeguard our environment from the impact of climate change. And there are several, I can say, reason why we need sustainable development and why we everyone is talking about the mission life and all these things. And we are trying to find out the reasons that why we need sustainable development and what are the mission lives in the coming slides. As we all know that environmental degradation and climate change impact our ecosystem and as well as the population across the globes. And it has also been found that without timely action, 800 million to 3 billion people are projected to experience chronic water scarcity due to drought at 2 degrees Celsius warming. And as well as global economy could lose up to 18% of GDP by 2050 according to one estimate without urgent action by all of us. And to think about that, several policy reforms have been implemented globally to address environmental degradation and climate change. And action required at the level of individuals, communities, and institutions, despite their enormous potentials, have received limited attentions. And in this lecture, we will find out that how the action at the level of the individuals, at the level of the communities, and at the level of the institution have a long-lasting impact. This life is actually an India global-led global mass movement, and this life was actually introduced by our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji at COP16 in Glasgow on November 2021. It is actually a mass movement for mindful and deliberate utilization instead of mindless and destructive consumptions to protect and preserve the environment. It also aims to nudge individuals and communities to practice a lifestyle actually that is synchronous with nature and does not harm it. And our Prime Minister said that those who practice such lifestyles are recognized as pro planet people. India is the first country actually to include life in its nationally determined contributions. Mission life, actually, Prime Minister said that the mission life asks people to make small changes in behavior by becoming lifestyle for the environmental champions. Our Prime Minister actually said that mission life asks people to make small changes in behavior by becoming lifestyle for environment champions. India's traditional lifestyles are inherently sustainable and we are well positioned to showcase to the world that change at the level of individuals and societal level are key contributing towards climate change solutions. As a global program mission, Mission Life envision three core shifts in our collective approach towards sustainability. First is a change in demand, second is change in supply, and third is change in policy. And in first phase, it has been emphasized that nudging individuals across the world to actually practice simple yet effective environment friendly actions in their daily lives. Another in second phase, it has been emphasized that change in the large scale individual demand are expected to gradually nudge industries and markets to respond and tailor supply and procurement as per the revised demands. And in the third phase, actually it has been emphasized by influencing the demand and the supply dynamics of the India and the world. The long-term vision of the mission life is to trigger shifts in large-scale industrial and government policies that can actually support both sustainable consumption as well as production. And in 2023, Mission Life actually focus on phase first, that is actually change in demand by nudging individuals as well as communities and institutions to practice simple environmental friendly actions in their daily lives. In view of the Mission Life being launched in the 75 year of the independence, a comprehensive and actually as well as non-exhaustive list of 75 individuals life actions across seven categories is identified, and these are identified such that most actions are actually specific and measurables, and they are also easy to practice by the individuals, communities and the institutions, and they are also non-destructive to ongoing economic activity, and in fact actually promoting economic activity in a foreseeable future. And these are the seven themes on which we need to work collectively: save energy, save water, say no to single use plastics, reduce e-waste, adopt sustainable food systems, reduce waste and adopt healthy lifestyle. The first one is save energy. As we all know, in our daily life, we do not realize how much energy we actually waste. When we take small steps to save energy, we not only reduce our costs but also help create a healthier environment. And some of the actions that we can do is switch off electrical appliances when not in use. We need to use LED bulbs. We need to turn off irrigation pumps after use, and we also need to prefer sprinkle or drip irrigations to flood irrigation to save energy. Another is save water. Actually, water scarcity remains a major challenge in India. High to extreme water crisis actually affects 600 million people in India. And these are the some of the action that we can do to save the water. We need to practice rainwater harvestings. We need to give priority to cultivation of less water intensive crops. We also need to use efficient water saving techniques such as micro irrigations, muddying, laser leveling and farm ponds. Another is say no to single use plastics. It has been found that according to Central Pollution Control Board, India generated around 34.7 or we can say 3.47 million tons of the plastic waste in 2019-20. And to avoid the use of items actually made from the plastics that can only be used once is an important, we can say, to reduce its damaging impacts on the health and the environment, and actually ban on single-use plastics items from 1st July 2022 includes plastics, plates, cups, glasses, cutlery and many more things. And some of the action that we can do at individual levels are we need to use clothes bags instead of plastic bags. For shopping, we need to use non-plastic cutlery during gatherings and events, and we also need to use our we can say we need to recycle the plastic as much as we can. Another is reduce waste. Reducing, refusing and recycling, or we can say, are the key ways to reduce the heavy burden of waste on our environment and health. And some of the actions that we can do at the individual level: we do not throw garbage in water bodies and public places, segregate dry and wet waste at home, and adopt sustainable lifestyle to reduce generation of the waste. Another is ensuring recycling. These are the things that we can do at the individual level. Another is adopt sustainable food systems. We can say consuming locally available and seasonal food are key ways of contributing to sustainable food systems. And some of the actions that we can do at the individual level are include millets in our daily life. We need to consume different types of the millets like bajra, jawar, ragi, and locally available vegetables. Millets contain many key nutrients for good health. Another is compost household waste. peels, leaves, etc. easily actually convert into compost. So we need to never throw it away. Ensure that the plastics waste is not accidentally disposed with the biodegradable waste. Another is reduce e-waste. Actually, this is a very nowadays a big problem. Throwing away discarded electronic gadgets instead of recycling them was a severe environment and health consequences. And some of the actions that we can do at the individual level is give our broken or old electronic equipments to nearest shops or the centers. We also need to extend the life of our electronic equipments by maintaining it well. Another is switching to cloud storage instead of purchasing hard drives and the pen drives. Another is adopt healthy lifestyles. Choosing to lead a healthy lifestyles actually reduce the damage on the environment and improves our health. And some of the action that we can do at the individual level is initiate biodiversity conservation at the community level, start or join a green club in our residential area, our school or the office. And we also need to make Ayurvedic medicine a part of our daily life. Another, we need to adopt natural or organic farming. And we can say that the environmental protection is actually linked to the efforts of every individuals. And it has also been found that ancient Indian literature is replete with references to the management, conservation, and the protection of the environments. And if you can see the texts of our Ashtama, Upanyas, and Vedas are full of verses that actually highlights the values of the environmental protections. So let us let we can say these ancient wisdoms guide our everyday action. Let us choose life. And these are, we can say, some of the A to Z sustainable lifestyles, how we can choose the sustainable lifestyles from A to Z. We will discuss it one by one. And let's start from the A, alternate to plastics. And we need to refrain from using plastics. And how we can do it? We need to use bamboo bottles, glass bottles, papers, straws, and clothes bags should be used. And we also need to use locally sourced natural based products like wooden spoons, etc. Another is biodiversity conservations. We need to think about that. We don't buy actually products like ivory, leathers sourced from the endangered species. And we also need to take care that during walking, and we need to stick to the walking path and do not trample the vegetation. Another is circular economy. Try and repair things like clothing, accessories instead of actually we throwing out as a trash. And how can we can do it? Water plants with water that has been used to wash vegetables and lanterns. So we can use that particular water for watering the plants. And we also need to use old newspapers for the packing. Another is digital consciousness, reducing the size of our documents sent by email to reduce the size of the message that we can do. And how we can do is we ask the peoples for the e-statements, and we also need to regularly delete our emails and empty the recycle bins. Another is energy efficiency. So we need to buy a product that is actually rated 5 stars, because as per the guidelines of the Bureau of Energy Efficiency. And what we can say, by turning off the appliances such as microwave, mixers, actually do not leave them on standby when we do actually not using these particular products. And also turn off the switches of the AC, heaters, lights when not in use. Another is fuel. Keep all ingredients, we can say, ready at hand before turning on the gas. And we also need to practice that is soaking rice and the lentils for a while before cooking. Another is eating together should be preferred, so that the food is not reheated multiple times. In this way, we can also actually use the fuel efficiently. Another is go green. We need to plant more and more trees, and we need to walk or cycle to a small distance instead of using car or instead of driving. And we also need to take some kind of the resolutions that we need to plant tree on important occasions like birthdays, marriage ceremonies, as well as on the other occasions. And always try to gift indoor plants on various festivals and different occasions. Another is healthy planets and healthy us. If we really think about the planet, we need to think about us. Buy always try to buy fresh fruits and vegetables, and we need to avoid highly processed foods and the beverages. Another is incentivizing technological adaptations. Adopt clean technologies, that actually refers to products or companies that provide renewable energy and eco-friendly alternatives to current technologies. And we need to adopt drip or sprinkle irrigations, and we need to promote in situ recycling of household waste, as well as zero liquid discharge in industries. Another is judicious use of the resources, and we need to follow the Gandhiji talismans and his philosophy of the minimalism. Don't extract actually more than required, and don't waste water and the food. This is very important things that we need just extract the things as per your requirement. Don't extract that more than what you actually need. Another is knowledge sharing. That is, this is also very important things of sustainable lifestyles. Give preferences to medicinal herbs as well as plants, and we also need to value the Indian culture of conserving trees, and we also need to celebrating festivals in an eco-friendly manners. These are also the things that if we can adopt it, we will go further for the sustainable lifestyle. Another is landscaping. We need to design kitchens, gardens, vertical and terrace gardens in the homes for thermal regulations. And we need to use plants that actually cost less energy, like native plants adapted to that particular environment. And another things that we can do is covering loose ground with mosses and planting a large shade tree on the side of facing the sun. Another is micro environment management. So, conducting water and energy audit through we can say electricity and water bills in homes, colonies, and the schools is also very important step. And we need to adopt environment friendly measures such as rainwater harvesting, e-waste recyclings in homes, colonies, as well as in different schools. And we need to choose environment friendly and sustainable materials for furnitures, flooring, and furnishing. Need not greed. This is also an important things. If we adopt it, we will adopt the sustainable lifestyle. Adopt carpooling whenever it is possible actually, and avoid food wastage during functions, marriage, and the parties. And also try to share stationaries, printers in the office. Optimum office, how we can do it? Optimize use of printer papers and go in for double side printing as far as possible. Another is bringing personal coffee mugs as well as plates instead of disposable cups and mugs, because these things generate a lot of waste. Prioritize our planet. So this is another important things, because we need to work together if we really want to reduce all form of the pollutions. So how we can do it? We need to conduct meetings virtually as far as possible, and we need to indulge in outdoor sports and activities for physical and mental health, instead of we can say digital gamings with high carbon footprints. Quit habits unethical to environments. So we need to quit smoking and spitting pans in the buildings and the open spaces, and we also need to quit laxity in following environment friendly behaviors, and we need to quit using products with high carbon footprints. Another is 6 R's, that is reduce, reuse, recycle, recover, redesign, and remanufactures. These are the 6 R's that are very important for sustainable lifestyles. And giving how we can do it? Giving used textbooks to juniors, making rough notebooks from unused sheets of the old notebooks. And other things we can do is donating clothes to charity. Another things that we can do is using hand chips instead of, we can say, tissues. Sustainable agriculture. We need to use agricultural residues for mulching and the compositing. Another thing we can do is we need to sell and process stubbles instead of burning it. Another things that we can do is for sustainable lifestyle is follow natural and organic farming practices. Another thing that we can do is plan your trips and your route. Take less congested routes, even if these are slightly longer. And we also need to do is to use hybrid vehicles to conserve fuels. And we need to practice international car free day, world bicycle day, and world cycling day. And we need to regularly inflate vehicles tires with nitrogens. Another is what we can do for sustainable lifestyle is urban, Uber urban. Install more windows in homes for natural lights, and we also need to use solar water heaters instead of electric heaters. Another is value your culture. That's a very, very important thing for sustainable lifestyles. Do an hour of yoga instead of running on the treadmills, because running on the treadmills actually increase the carbon footprints. Another is reverting to healthy dietary habits rooted in our culture, like jawar, bajra, and different seasonal vegetables. Use dyes from the natural sources instead of chemicals. Another is waste management, and segregating biodegradable and not biodegradable waste is very, very important. And we need to install a aerator to reduce water wastage, and we also need to recycle e-waste through recyclers instead of discarding them actually. Another is extravagance avoidance. Don't spend actually just because you can afford it. That's very important, because if you have money, you spend it. Don't do this. And we need to optimize flower decoration in marriage and the different functions. And we also need to put extra efforts for making people aware in our locality, like burning of the waste by the sweepers, dumping waste in the backyard is an important things that we can do at the individual levels to aware the peoples that what are the different hazards of these things if they burn it. Another is catch them young. That's very, very important, because children, when they are young, we need to catch them at their younger stage. Parent actually should inculcate environment friendly behaviors in the children's, as well as involving children in cleanliness drives in school, college, as well as at the community level. And mainstreaming environment studies in the curriculum. This is very, very important things that we aware the peoples, aware the students during their younger age. We need have a curriculum in such a way that tells the students that why environment is important to us and why we need to take care about all these things. Another is zero carbon lifestyles. Using staircase instead of lifts is another important things that we can do for sustainable lifestyles. And we also need to use public transport, our private transports. And another important things that we can do at the individual level is we need to solarize our homes to reduce the carbon footprints. What we can say by knowing all these facts of sustainable lifestyles, that changing individual and the community behaviors alone can have a significant impact on the environment and the climate crisis. And according to United Nations Environment Program, if 1 out of 8 billion people worldwide adopt environment friendly behaviors in their daily lives, global carbon emissions could drop up to 20%. This is what we can do at the individual level, that we can drop this global carbon emissions up to 20% if we adopt this lifestyle. And these are some of, we can say, individual actions that we can have a long lasting positive impacts on our environment. And if we switch off the car, scooters, engines, and the traffic lights, railway crossings can save up to 22.5 billion kilowatts of the energy. And if we turn off running taps when not in active use, can save up to 9 trillion liters of the water. And if we using a cloth bags instead of a plastic bag while shopping, can save up to 375 million tons of the solid waste from entering the landfill. And discarding non-functioning gadgets in the nearest e-cycling unit can recycle up to 0.75 million tons of the e-waste. And composting waste food at home can save up to 50 billion tons of food from going to the landfills. These are the individual actions that have a very, very positive impacts to our environment. And these are the, we can say, references from where I prepared today's slide. And with this, we end today's lectures, and in the next lecture, we will discuss some new topics. Thank you. Thank you so much.